Alrighty, we're back with the next one. We got riding. What are the best perk picks? Alright, listen, for everybody like saying, oh, make your videos a little bit shorter. These are all the picks. You see them in front of you. They're right there. You could end the video right now. Pause it, end it. See you later, buddy. Alright, listen. Now we're going to go over all of the picks, why I picked them, and giving you the situations where, you know, the other choice might make sense as well. Obviously, these are all situational based on how you play your game, but I think some choices matter depending on how you try to play the game. So that's what I'm going to be going over in this video. Like always, the reason all my skills are 300 is because I use cheats to get them to 300 to showcase you the picks, okay? In your organic gameplay, you can reach 300 in a couple of skills for your character. You cannot do all the skills, unfortunately, without using cheats. Alright, let's get into it. So as you level up riding, by the way, playlist down below for all the ones I've done so far. These are the most recent ones I've done. I've done one-handed through throwing and riding going next. I've done a couple of these as well in the past, but I'm going in a row and doing, not in a row, but pretty much, well, yeah, in a row, or in order, and doing all of them for what's it called? Pretty much 2025 as it is right now. Alright, let's get to it. So riding, as you go up in your riding skill, here's all the stuff that increases. It's a lot of stuff, but yeah, let's just go over it. Max mount difficulty, this just means there's some horses you can't ride until you reach a certain level. The horses will tell you the requirement. You're not able to equip them until you meet that requirement. So as you level up, this goes up, and then you can obviously ride the horse. What's called the horse speed goes up. The horse maneuverability, I'm pretty sure that's how they turn and stuff of that nature. You know how you maneuver a horse, how, you know, if you're riding fast and try to do a quick turn, just, you know, how fast you can make that turn, how sharp you can make that turn, and all that good stuff. Mounted weapon damage penalty, these are both 0. I don't exactly know if these are bugged in any chance. And then also dismount resistance, 70% of max HP. So what this means is pretty much the horse's HP. I'm pretty sure it will resist like dismounting you off the horse whenever your mount, what's it called? I think it's above 70% of max HP. It might be below. Regardless, the higher your level is, the more resistance you are to being dismounted by either a good hit to your mount or a good hit to you. Okay? Alright. Oh, actually, no, just for your mount, not you. Sorry about that. Alrighty, first choice. We got full speed versus nimble steed. Full speed, 20% charge damage dealt, and then as a personal, only for you. And then as a captain perk, 10% charge dealt. Oh my goodness. 10% charge damage dealt by troops in your formation. So captain is pretty much like who you're in charge of in big battles. It's like you kind of pick whenever you join a big battle. If you are in charge of that group, whether it's, you know, archers, infantry, cavalry, whatever, those are the people that are benefited from this. Versus 10% maneuvering for only you, and 30 riding skill to troops in your formation. I chose nimble steed. I like the maneuvering over the charge damage. I don't usually charge at people. I usually have kind of like a bow and arrow build on top of my, well, like, you know, whenever I'm on a horse in a battle. So I don't really like to charge in, but obviously if you have kind of like a melee weapon and you want to build like a charge build, like where, you know, most of the people that you're going to command is going to be like heavy horsemen, you might want to go for full speed. But I think the 30 riding skill to the troops in your formation is pretty huge because obviously they get all of these bonuses: speed, maneuverability, what's it called, and obviously dismount resistance. Those are like the 3 that make sense for the AI. So overall, make all your troops that are on horseback that are under your command as a captain skill get a very big advantage in my opinion. Not a huge, but it's a lot better than the 10% charge damage dealt by troops in your formation. Unless your whole formation is full of heavy horsemen that are charging in first, like head on into infantry, then full speed would be your choice. But the way I play it, nimble steed is a better choice in my opinion, and it has more viability than this, which is only really good with just that one build of heavy horsemen. Next, you have Veterinary, Jesus Christ, versus Well Strapped. I cannot read today. I don't know what's going on. It might be that it's 3 a.m., but it is what it is. Alrighty, personal, 20% hit points to your mount, and then there's a party leader perk, which means everybody in your party gets it. 10% hit points to mounts of troops in your party. Versus Well Strapped, minus 50% chance of your mount dying or becoming lame after it falls in battle. And then also, as a governor perk, this is going to be my warning right now. Governor perks, you're not able to get as your main character. I did see in the comments someone said, oh, there's like a bug you can do where you can retire your character and then somehow get him as a companion. Regardless, in the regular game, you can't use your main character as the governor. You can only use your companions and your family members as governors. I will have a governor video that I will post after I do all of these skill videos to kind of explain the governor perks and also, just governor in general, okay? Just to make sense of all that. But for this video, for this purpose of this video, when you're choosing perks for your main character, governor perks don't matter, okay? They just don't. All right, so we got obviously 20% hit points to your mounts and 10% hit points to mounts of troops in your party. Makes pretty much all the horses, your horse, and also all the horses in your party, just that little bit stronger and can take just that little bit more damage. Versus just 50% minus 50% chance of your mount dying or becoming lame after it falls in battle. What does that mean? If your horse falls in battle, like, you know what I mean? Like, not like you get dismounted, but your horse actually like dies, doesn't actually die, but it like falls in battle. As in, like, how can I explain it? It doesn't die automatically, but there's like a percentage chance that it can die or it can become lame if it falls, and this will just make it 50% less likely to happen. I'll be honest with you, horses don't really fall for me in battle too often, and I think the 20% hit points plus the 10% hit points to all the mounts in your party, that could be a lot of troops. You know what I mean? I have a video on how to get 500 what do you call it? Party space. So you can look that up. So I think it's gonna be the first one down below in the description. But in that video, like, you get up to 500 troops, like, in the organic game. No mods, no cheats, no nothing. Like, you can get it through the game. So pretty much that's 10%. If they're all horsemen, that's 10% hit points to every single horse. It's pretty much more significant than I think just for yourself. You know what I mean? Your mount might die. Your mount might become lame. I'll be honest with you. Get another one, dog. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of horses in, you know what I mean, in the stables, my brother. All right? But veterinary is my choice. Next, we have Deeper Sacks, pause, versus Nomadic Traditions. So Deeper Sacks, pause, is 20% carry capacity for pack animals in your party. And then as a party leader perk, minus 10% trade penalty for mounts. By the way, the trade penalty per mounts, it doesn't mean minus 10% the price of what's it called, horses. It's minus 10% the trade penalty based on your trade. I'm pretty sure the higher trade is, the less your penalty is, which pretty much means, like, obviously the higher your trade is, the better you can negotiate, and therefore the better prices there are. But it's not 10% minus the price, it's 10% minus the trade penalty, which is, like, I think a percentage. You know what I mean? It's not like exactly the price. It's not a direct, it's indirect. It's indirectly affecting the price. Then also, what's it called? In Nomadic Traditions, plus 30% party speed bonus from footmen on horses. Okay, so this pretty much means it's a party leader perk, which means you're going to travel faster on the world map or the campaign map if you have horses that match your footmen. Therefore, they can ride the horses as you're going on the campaign map. And then as a captain perk, 10% melee damage bonus from speed to mounted troops in your formation. All right. So I chose Deeper Sacks. Very easy. The carry capacity is very, very good. And also the trade penalty is like a little bonus. But I think the carry capacity for your pack animals, 20%, pretty good. You're going to do trading in the game. You're going to have to obviously carry a lot of food. The higher your, what's it called? The higher level you become, obviously you're going to get into big battles, you're going to get into big armies, sieges, all that stuff. You're going to have a lot of loot. You're going to have to carry a lot of things, and you're going to need a lot of capacity, okay? You don't want to get overburdened, which means you're over capacity because it's going to slow you down crazy. So the 20% extra is really good. And also, having too many pack animals can slow you down as well with the herd penalty. But this 20% makes it so you don't have to have as much pack animals, which in turn will actually make you faster if you think about it. So it's actually a speed boost as well on top of that. So deeper stacks is the obvious choice. Yeah, traveling on the campaign map is good, but you still have to match the footmen with the horses. And also the melee damage bonus from speed to mounted troops in your formation. Again, if you are going for the full speed build, well, not the full speed build, but kind of like the charge build, you would get full speed, and then you would get nomadic traditions, and that would kind of like synergize with it. But again, I think if you're talking about the long run, if you want to, make armies, if you want to, control vast swaths of land, go through huge, just like play like the end game, where you're capturing towns and stuff, and you're trying to fight for your own kingdom. This is a good investment to have over nomadic traditions by far. Next, we have Sagittarius. It's that thing. It's that thing, what I'm saying, that some people love. It is what it is. Versus Sweeping Wind. All right, so the first one, minus 15% accuracy penalty while mounted, and also minus 15% accuracy penalty to mounted troops in your formation. All right. You might be thinking to yourself, why didn't you pick this one? You actually, are going for that type of build. You're right. But the other, thing that you can get is 5% top speed to your mount, which is cool. Okay, you can, go a little bit faster when you're going at full speed, which takes a couple seconds to get to if you're just, riding without any interruptions. But the most important thing that beats everything is the 2% party speed. Party speed. That means your speed on the campaign map. You're going to be 2% faster. My brother, that 2% can mean the difference between you catching a party or you running away from a party that might be a lot bigger than you, might have more mounts than you. Therefore, guess what? Or more mounted troops, and therefore might be faster than you. But with this perk, my brother, you're getting away. Okay? 2% party speed, you got me. You got me. You know what I mean? This has to be amazing for me to take it. Even though it's going completely against my build, the 2% party speed, you need it. You need it. You need it. Listen, there's a couple of things that I say that you always pick up, and that is party size in terms of the perks, and also something that gives you speed on the campaign map. Now you might be wondering, oh, well, why didn't you grab this then? Because this was just better of an investment, okay? Not saying the 30% party speed bonus is bad, but the 2% party speed without any stipulations of having footmen or horses, it's amazing. It's a plain boost. You know what I mean? To speed on the campaign map, which is something you need. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're slow on the campaign map, oh man, you're falling behind quick. All right? The faster you are, the more efficient you are. That's why I picked Sweeping Winds. Next, not really a choice, but Relief Force. 10% starting battle morale when you join an ongoing battle of your allies. Pretty cool. You don't have a choice. You got to pick it. Unless you don't want to pick it and you don't want to go further, well, then this is the end of the video for you. But, yeah, that's the only choice you got. So I picked that. Next, we got Horse Archer versus Mounted Warrior. Again, depending on what you're going for, they're pretty self-explanatory. Horse Archer, 10% range damage while mounted. And then as a captain perk, plus 5% damage by mounted archers in your formation. Versus Mounted Warrior, plus 5% mounted melee damage and plus 5% mounted melee damage to troops in your formation. It's very simple. You get a little bit more damage as the Horse Archer. But obviously the Mounted Warrior, they're going to see more action. They're going to swing more. They're probably going to land more hits than you are as a Horse Archer. That's why the bonus is a little bit less. I'm guessing that's how the devs saw it. Again, depending on what you're going for, this choice is up to you, 100%. If you don't see yourself ever using a bow on horseback, even though I think it's like the most overpowered thing you can do in Bannerlord, like, you know what I'm saying, don't at me. I do think Horse Archer is still the best unit and also the best unit that you can be. Even though everyone plays it and gets kind of boring sometimes. If you want to be the mounted warrior, do it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Whichever one you're going for, either choice is just depending on exactly what you're trying to do. They're pretty much matched up in my opinion. I don't think one is better than the other in terms of like your playstyle. But I picked horse archer because I'm a horse archer guy. Next, we got breeder versus shepherd. Breeder, part of the perk we got. Oops, I keep right clicking. Plus 1% daily chance of animals in your party reproducing. Right, versus 50% minus 50% herding speed penalty. It's an easy choice. I get it. Listen, as a beginner, I always thought, oh my god, brother, the infinite value of 1% daily chance of animals reproducing. Because guess what? Before you pick this perk up, there is 0 chance. So you just went from no chance at all to 1%. That's infinity if you think about it. All right? Don't think about it too hard. But I would be honest with you, 1% daily chance, it's not that great. You have 100 horses. You know what I mean? You'll get a horse a day. You know what I mean? Is it that great? Will you even notice it by the time you're level 175? I'll be honest with you, no. It's not worth it. It's like, give me 10% chance. We're cooking then. You know what I mean? Then we're cooking. We are horse breeders. But like 1% chance, I spit on it. You know what I mean? Pause. But like minus 50% herding penalty, really good. What is the herding penalty? If I'm not mistaken, it is your pack animals. I'm not sure if it's also like herdable animals like the pigs and all the other stuff. But I think it is just, it says shepherd, right? So it should. But I do think it might be just pack animals. But do not quote me on that. But whatever it is, hey, listen, minus 50% on that, okay? So obviously you're going to have pack animals. This goes with our other choice right over here. Plus 20% carry capacity and also minus 50%, where is it? Minus 50% herding speed penalty. Listen, man, our pack animals are, they're light as a feather now. And they have the strength of like, you know what I mean? Like 3 ants. You know, ants are pretty strong. All right, moving on. But that's why I chose Shepherd. Next, you have is Annoying Buzz versus Thunderous Charge. Annoying Buzz, 20% battle morale penalty to enemies with mounted range kills. All right, and then 5%, this is a captain perk, 5% battle morale penalty to enemies with mounted range kills by troops in your formation. All right, versus, it's literally the same thing, but it's melee-wise. You know what I mean? And also it's 20 and 10% versus 20 and 5% for the mounted ranged kills. So again, I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to explain what this means. But again, whatever your playstyle is, the same with this choice right here, it should match up. If you picked Horse Archer, you should pick Annoying Buzz. Okay? If you picked Mounted Warrior, you should pick Thunderous Charge. Okay? It just makes sense. If you're going for a melee horse build, you pick Mounted Warrior and Thunderous Charge, Horse Archer, and Annoying Buzz if you're going for a Mounted Archer build. Very simple. Now, the Battle Morale penalty to enemies with mounted ranged kills. Wait a minute. 27 Battle Morale penalty to... What that means is whenever... if you don't understand what Battle Morale is in the game, I should make a separate video, shouldn't I? Battle Morale, it's very simple. It's a proximity thing. So whenever you go into battle, obviously you have your morale on how you're doing right here, as you can see, the party morale. You go into it, that's like your starting kind of like morale. And then depending on how the battle goes, let's say you have a group of guys, a group of infantry that starts attacking, right? Another group of infantry. If your guys start taking the enemy out, the other enemy troops that don't get taken out immediately, when they start seeing the other troops, like their other friendly troops, die in front of them, their morale goes down. And it goes down pretty quick the more troops die around them. And usually if enough die around and if their morale is low enough, they will retreat and abandon the party. Or abandon the fight. And that's what you want. And pretty much this 20% battle morale penalty plus 20% battle morale penalty, what this means is their morale is going to go down faster if what's it called? You're mounted ranged. If you're mounted and you're use a ranged weapon like a bow or a crossbow, If you shoot them and they die, the troops around them, they're going to lose battle morale faster. That's what that means. And then also the 5%, same thing. If your troops that are also mounted archers, mounted crossbowmen, if they shoot enemy troops, the troops surrounding the enemy that just died from those shots, their battle morale will go down quicker. Okay, which is good for you because then they will retreat and also play a lot more defensively, not as aggressively. But again, annoying buzz if you're a horse archer, thunderous charge if you're a melee horseman. Very simple. Alrighty, now on to cavalry tactics versus mounted patrols. Alright, so cavalry tactics has a new filter for us. Clan leader. Okay, so what does this mean? That means like pretty much everybody in your clan, this is that something that affects them. Okay, so the clan perk is 30% volunteer rate of cavalry troops in your settlements governed by your clan. What does that mean? That means 30% more chance of cavalry troops will spawn in the whenever you go to notables to recruit troops. Those slots, 30% more of them will be cavalry troops by settlements that are owned by your clan. Pretty cool. But mounted patrols is better in my opinion because it has, in my opinion, a better end game. If this was like earlier, this was like sub 100, it'd be kind of cool because then you could build up your horses. But late game like this is more important. So what is this? So it's minus 50% chance to minus 50% escape chance to prisoners in your party. What does this mean? Late game, when you're gonna be taking over towns, you're gonna be fighting a lot of lords. And when you finish those battles, a lot of the times the lords aren't going to die in battle. They're going to be captured by you, unless they escape, obviously. But if you down them in the fights, usually they will be imprisoned by you, or you can let them go. I say take them, all right? And get mounted patrols. It makes it 50% less chance. Well, pretty much 50% escape chance. What that means is every day there's a tick right before your income hits, where a lot of different calculations happen. And one of those calculations is the escape chance of all the prisoners in your party. They all roll a little dice, you know what I mean? The game does its little math. And if it lands, the prisoner escapes. If it doesn't, the prisoner stays in your party. This makes it 50% harder, all right? So for the prisoner to escape. So in my opinion, it's a lot better of a late game perk than 30% more cavalry troops appearing in your settlements. But if you disagree with me, go for it if you want to have more cavalry pop up. But in my opinion, I feel that the chance for your prisoner, less chance for your prisoner to escape and then build up another army to go against you is a little bit better when it comes to taking land late game. Next, we got Dauntless Steed versus Tough Steed. Dauntless Steed is 50% resistance to getting staggered while mounted. What does getting staggered mean? If I'm not mistaken, it's like when the horse puts like up its like 2 feet, or when you get like stuck, when you like hit something, or bump into something. There's going to be 50% more resistance to that, so you can kind of get away with more. And then as a captain perk, we got +5 armor to all equipped armor pieces of mounted troops in your formation. That's kind of crazy, right? That's kind of crazy. It's a lot of armor because it's per armor piece. It's not a bad choice. But I chose Tough Steed. Why? All right, let's look at it. Plus 20% armor to your mount. Straight up. Plus 20% armor to your mount. Makes you pretty strong late game. And as a captain perk, plus 10 armor to mounts of troops in your formation. So you might be wondering, why did you not go for the mounted troops one? Why did you go for this one? Listen, at the end, I got a little bit greedy, okay? I went for the basic 10 armor to mounts on your troops. It makes it so your horses are just a little bit stronger. That goes with this right over here. As you can see, plus 10% hit points and also plus 10 armor. Listen, the horses are strong. The guys are going to stay on top of the horses, all right? But I'll be honest with you, this is a 51-49 split, all right? I'm not going to get mad at you if you choose the +5 armor to all equipped armor pieces of mounted troops in your formation. It's not bad, okay? It's actually, the secondary is way better than the personal. The 50% resistance to getting staggered while mounted, I'm be honest with you, dog, I'm slipping and sliding. You know what I mean? You're not catching me. You're not staggering me, all right? But that's me. If you feel like you get staggered often, get Dauntless Steed, okay? If you want stronger mounted troops, get Dauntless Steed. But I like the Tough Steed. I like the 20% armor to my mount. Makes my mount a lot stronger. Makes it so my mount doesn't go down. And also, with the Veterinarian perk, listen, we got pretty strong horses. All right? That's why I like it. So that's why I chose it. Tough Steed is my choice. Again, 51-49 choice. I'm not mad at you if you choose this one. Last is the Way of the Saddle. Not really choice, but 0.3 charge damage maneuvering for every skill above 250. There it is. There it is. Those are all my choices. Yeah. Next one's going to be athletics. As you can see, I already made the picks. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you. Nope, not going to happen. Next video. See you there.